Right now, inside your chest, a muscle is squeezing. This is what typically happens inside the body every single second. Again. The muscle tightens and pushes blood forward. This is how the body responds automatically. And again. This is what typically happens inside the body, non-stop. It has never taken a day off. Not when you sleep. Not when you sit. And if it stops for just a few seconds, everything changes. This is how the body depends on constant blood flow. Today, we're going inside the one muscle that never sleeps, your heart. Watch this video to the end, because you're going to gain a lot from understanding how your body truly works. Before we dive in, just a quick note, I'm not a doctor. This channel is for educational purposes only, where we explain how the human body works in everyday life. If you ever have concerns about your health, please speak with a qualified medical professional. Your heart sits slightly to the left side of your chest, protected by your ribs. It beats about 100,000 times a day. This is what typically happens inside the body, non-stop repetition. And it does all of this without you telling it what to do. This is how the body responds, automatically. So how does it do this? Let's go inside. Think of your heart like a tiny house with 4 rooms. This is what typically happens inside the body. The heart is divided into 4 chambers. There are 2 small top rooms. This is what typically happens inside the body. These chambers receive blood first. There are 2 bigger bottom rooms. This is how the body responds. These chambers generate the powerful squeeze. The top rooms are called atria. This is what typically happens inside the body. Blood enters here first. The bottom rooms are called ventricles. This is how the body responds. These chambers push blood out. Blood enters the top chambers first. This is what typically happens inside the body. Used blood returns to the heart. Then it moves down into the bottom chamber. This is how the body responds. The chambers work in sequence. Then it gets pushed out. This is what typically happens inside the body. The ventricle squeezes blood toward the lungs. This is what typically happens inside the body. Blood leaves the heart and travels to the lungs to reload with oxygen. This is how the body responds when you breathe in. Oxygen moves into the blood, and the blood becomes ready to deliver energy. This is what typically happens inside the body. Oxygen-rich blood returns to the heart. This is what typically happens inside the body. Fresh blood enters the left upper chamber. This is how the body responds. Blood moves down into the left lower chamber. This is what typically happens inside the body. The left lower chamber creates the strongest squeeze. This is how the body responds. Oxygen-rich blood is pushed to your entire body, from your brain to your toes. That squeezing motion is what you feel as your heartbeat. This is what typically happens inside the body, over and over again. This is what typically happens inside the body. Your heart does not wait for your brain to tell it to beat. This is what typically happens inside the body. A small group of special cells sits at the top of the heart. This is how the body responds. The special cells create a tiny electrical signal to start the beat. This is what typically happens inside the body. The signal spreads across the upper chambers, and they squeeze. This is what typically happens inside the body. The signal pauses briefly before moving downward. This is how the body responds. The electrical signal travels down into the lower chambers. This is what typically happens inside the body. The bottom chambers squeeze, and blood is pushed forward. That entire process takes less than 1 second. This is how the body responds, again, and again, and again. This is what typically happens inside the body. When you start running, your muscles need more energy. This is how the body responds. Signals increase the speed of the heartbeat. This is what typically happens inside the body. The heart's electrical signals fire more often. This is how the body responds. Blood returns to the heart faster, and the chambers fill more quickly. This is what typically happens inside the body. The heart squeezes harder to deliver more oxygen. This is how the body responds. More oxygen reaches your muscles so they can keep moving. This is what typically happens inside the body. When you rest, the heart returns to its normal pace. This is what typically happens inside the body. When you feel sudden stress, your heart prepares you for action. This is how the body responds. Chemical signals tell the heart to beat faster and stronger. This is what typically happens inside the body. The heart's natural pacemaker fires more quickly. This is how the body responds. The heart squeezes harder to deliver blood quickly. This is what typically happens inside the body. Blood is redirected to where it is needed most. This is how the body responds. Your breathing speeds up to support the faster heartbeat. This is what typically happens inside the body. Once the stress passes, your heart returns to its steady rhythm. This is what typically happens inside the body. The heart does pump blood, but it also controls its own rhythm and timing. This is how the body responds. The upper chambers squeeze first. Then the lower chambers follow. This is what typically happens inside the body. The heart has its own natural pacemaker. This is how the body responds. A small group of cells creates the signal that starts each beat. This is what typically happens inside the body. The rhythm keeps blood flowing smoothly and efficiently. This is how the body responds. Timing is everything inside the heart. This is what typically happens inside the body. The heart works through muscle power and electrical timing. This is what typically happens inside the body. Every beat sends oxygen to your brain. This is how the body responds. Brain cells use the oxygen delivered by the heart to stay active. This is what typically happens inside the body. Your heart sends blood all the way to your hands. This is how the body responds. Blood reaches even your toes with every beat. This is what typically happens inside the body. After delivering oxygen, the blood travels back to the heart. This is how the body responds. The cycle never stops. Beat after beat, second after second. This is what typically happens inside the body. Your heart has been beating hundreds of times since we started this video, without you even noticing. This is what typically happens inside the body. Even while you sleep, the muscle that never sleeps keeps moving, sending blood to your entire body. This is what typically happens inside the body. From your brain to your toes, every beat moves blood and life through you. Remember what we said at the beginning? Right now, inside your chest, the heart keeps squeezing. The muscle that never sleeps. The human body isn't just biology, it's engineered perfection. Subscribe to the Human Body Explained for simple, powerful anatomy videos every week.